Hello and welcome to Coffee and Customer Service. My name is Jeremy Watkin. I'm from Communicate Better blog and phone.com. It's it's actually Thursday, but hopefully by the time you read this on our blog, it'll be phone.com Friday. We don't have any viewers yet, but give them time. I am Jenny. I'm throwing you a complete curveball. I'm here with my partner in crime on Communicate Better blog, Jenny Dempsey. I
Hello.
just made juice. I went with the apple, carrot, kale.
Wow, that looks really delicious. Looks pretty
If you see me cringe while you're talking, it's because I'm drinking this.
cool.
Awfully thick. What do you got going on over there, Jenny?
Oh my gosh. Well, nothing as exciting as your delicious, fresh, healthy juice, but I got my water, my jug of water. This is the first one of the day, so I'm got 2, 3 more to go of those, but yeah, just chugging away, literally.
That's why that thing ran out of water the other day. We got
Probably.
we got that reverse osmosis system at the office, and I think I got about a half a bottle before I left. Happy to share. So, today, we missed our hangout last week. I was actually on a field trip, but we wanted to just kind of share a few thoughts from the week. Jenny, actually, we didn't talk about it last week, but we wrote a couple posts about our artwork that we made, and wondered if you'd share about your painting a little bit.
Oh, man, I should have brought it in with me. Well, I was really inspired by, the posts, the trilogy, I guess, we did with Nate Brown, and how the garden, it has to start from that strong foundation and needs water and sunshine to grow, and I just kind of took it from there and painted some pretty flowers and did some blue sky and sunshine, and I think it really captures everything that customer service means to me. That was a fun event. I like it. We gotta hang those in the office.
I totally agree. Let's find the place and get them up there next week.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
and yeah.
I thought your painting was by far the most artistic one. Not the most entertaining. I think Trogdor the Burninator was the best.
Yes, I agree.
He brings me joy. Mine was pretty straightforward. I think everybody guessed its meaning, but a big black circle saying customer service is circular, never-ending, just symbol for never-ending customer service. Both from the fact that we work in a 24/7, 365 customer service operation, and just my philosophy, my belief that customer service is a philosophy of life. It's not just a philosophy of 9 to 5, but it's our life. It's the way we treat our friends and family as well as our customers. We have lots of customers. It's kind of a cool way to look at life. But also I had a bunch of shapes and colors on there. Customers come in all different shapes, sizes, and dealing with them can often be very colorful. Color may represent their personalities more than anything. Certainly get some colorful personalities. There are lots of Jennies out there. Sorry, that was a cheap shot.
Thanks. We should post pictures to our pictures. I mean, to the posts when we do this, so everyone can see what we're talking about here if they're watching.
Oh yeah, that's true. We can definitely link back to it. So I'd like to tell you about my field trip a little bit.
Yeah, I want to hear about this in more detail. It's pretty unique.
All right. So I was contacted by the Department of Rehabilitation, which is an agency for the state government in San Diego or in California that's basically a job placement agency for people with disabilities. The particular department I spoke with was people trying to place visually impaired and blind folks in in jobs, and they like to place them in customer service jobs, contact center jobs. Um, but and if you didn't know, there are tons of incentives out there for hiring someone who is blind. From the state will cover a lot of the training costs to get them onboarded, as well as some of the software, which can be expensive, as well as some other technology that they may need to be successful in the job. And they do act as an ongoing resource to contact centers who hire individuals. So it's really cool. But I wanted to see as I consider this possibility of hiring someone who's blind, I wanted to see someone in action. So I got to go on a field trip up to Junior Blind of America up in LA, and saw that's a K-12 school for the blind, but also have some real world occupational training going on there, training people on computer skills to use various assistive technologies, and then training people in contact center skills. Just a few things. First thing I thought was awesome was the technology. Got to see the software JAWS, which I've heard from talking with customers who were blind in the past, and it's the screen reader software that they just, their mouse takes them over anything on the screen and it'll read the text to them. And they're incredibly proficient at doing that. And they can even get a split set of headphones, so one side is the screen reader, the other side is the phone talking with the customer. So that's for people that are totally blind. And then I witnessed people really proficiently using various technologies to magnify their screen, so they could, if they're visually impaired, they could see. The coolest thing was this camera called DaVinci HD. They'd shine it on a document, and they could magnify the text on that document. They could change the background, change the font color, all kinds of stuff, just from a plain document. That's really powerful stuff. And then finally, I got to see a braille display monitor. You can think of it as a computer monitor, but it looks, I guess it resembles more of a keyboard, but it has, braille is all these dots that they can read with their fingers, and there's a whole line of dots, and they pop up as they scroll through lines on a web page that they're reading. So they can scroll down, the dots change, and they can follow along and read it. And they basically type with like six keys, and that was fascinating. After seeing that and meeting some of the people, I had no doubt that a blind person who's proficient in any of that technology could be efficient and a great contributor in a contact center job. And the other thing that I thought was really cool was just talking to some of the people. A couple of the guys who were blind from birth talked about how they train some of the people that come through their program to not make excuses for their disability, but to understand that they need to work to be held to the same standards that any other person or employee would be. So whether it's oftentimes they use public transportation or get assistance with rides, and so being late is never an acceptable excuse, and they make that really clear. And just their goal is to make people with visual impairments as if not more efficient in these jobs as people who don't have any visual impairment. I thought that was really cool. I was really impressed with the level of training that they put them through. It's not easy stuff, but definitely what's necessary to prepare anybody for to be successful in a role. So that's my takeaway from that. You had a great post this week, Jenny.
Well, first of all, I just want to jump back to what to your
Sure.
experience, because I have to say, and this may seem like I don't want to sound ignorant or anything, but I had no clue that was even something that people did. I really just didn't realize that they had call centers that supported people with that disability and made it so it's not a disability. It becomes something that they get to work with rather than, it's a big challenge. They make it easy. And it was just really an eye-opening to hear about that experience and know that that's out there. And it just makes me wonder all the other kinds of unique call centers and opportunities that are out there for anyone and everyone. And I'm really glad that you got to do that. That's just really eye-opening, really cool. And it was nothing like yours. It was a very quick experience, but it was cool. Went to Staples, needed to buy something, they didn't have it. Instead of just shooing me away and telling me to go somewhere else, they made it happen by digging through their warehouse, found what I needed in the back, which was a box, a big box, and they just gave it to me and said, all right, have a good day. You don't have to pay for anything. And I thought that was really cool. I ended up going back there to ship from them, even though there was a UPS store closer to me. But I was just like, man, like I gotta get back, and I'll probably continue to go back there now, even though I usually don't go there, just because sometimes you can find things cheaper online or at Target or something. But because they were so great and helpful and took that extra step, for a box, it was pretty cool. So
Man,
good experience.
how cool is that? Yeah, I think we talk about that point a lot. But how cool is it when customer service folks are empowered to say yes to people and even give out an extra that it's totally in line with what we learned from reading Shep Hyken. Cool stuff.
Yeah.
I was talking. I don't know if you got a chance to read that one article. Sorry, the internet connection's bad. It's probably me. You're behind a really fast one, and mine is home. So I don't know if you got a chance to read that article. I was going to write something about it later, but that customer who tried to order takeout from a really nice restaurant in New York, and the owner was like, no, we don't do takeout because presentation's too important for us. Just hammering home your point that what if you had just bent your rules a little bit and just let them do takeout? Maybe they would have come back for dinner another time. Now that you got all combative with them on Yelp and even took shots at them, now you're sure that they're never ever going to come back to your restaurant, and it went viral, and now tons of people are going to avoid your restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny, the fact that you went back and shipped your item there, I think that is. I can't remember. Did you mention that in the post?
I did mention that in the post. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is. I mean, that's absolutely perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The perfect example.
And that was a great experience too. It was a little expensive to ship it just because the size of the box. But the girl, like I explained to her how I got the box, and she was like, "Oh, that's great. Let me work with you." And she made it so my shipment fit in my budget, and maybe she had to kind of change what was on her screen when it was busy. And their shipping. So I'm actually going to be writing to their store because I'm like, these two people were just fantastic. So
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it reminds me. It's customer service sometimes requires us to take the extra step. And like yesterday, we were dealing with some not so fun issues where we found an issue that affected multiple customers, and it's like the customer doesn't necessarily know that those issues happen, and it's going to take a lot of extra work on our part to make it right. But the awesome customer service gets us off our butts, and a yes answer takes a lot more work than a no answer, and there's a lot of reason why some businesses say no. So, at the end of our lives, I want to be able to say that saying yes to people really paid off. So let's see. So I love that post, Jenny. It was a simple lesson, but it was exactly perfect and affirmed everything that we're talking about. So my post Monday, I did a little motivation for you. I'm embarking on another marathon training plan, and I'm excited about it. Was thinking as I was running the other day that so often, I told you that I lost a decent amount of weight when I started running, and along with it, stopped having acid reflux every day, which was just not fun. And when you're in this cycle of overeating all the time and eating crap, you just really don't feel well, and that acid reflux is just not fun. But I know the junk food, I love ice cream, and it's like a double-edged sword. I love ice cream, but if I go overboard with it, I feel like crap, and it's all about finding that balance. But I found that when I got in shape and started running, I kind of maintained running out of a sense of fear. Fear that I would, if I stopped running, I'd go back to that lifestyle. And my whole point was that, we tend to run from all different things, whether it's an unhealthy lifestyle, bad relationships, difficult childhood, you name it. Obviously we're running from the things that hurt us. But my proposition was that we, instead of running from things, let's start running toward things, running toward healthy relationships, running toward a healthy lifestyle. And kind of my point is, for example, I'll pick on my dad. Everybody's mad at their parents at some point, but I would find myself getting irked at my parents while I was running, and sometimes rather than running from that relationship, which is so vital, I find ways to improve it. You find ways to improve the difficult situations, and run toward that. Don't run away from it. So that's my thought. It's a little too deep for even me to grasp, but it's what I'm working on.
Yeah, no, I really liked that post. I think I was telling you earlier, that hit home for me. Running from the past, things have happened. You can't change it, accepting it, and then just moving forward and making changes for the future. And not being, not letting things, all that fear in the past, drag you down and prevent you from running. It just makes for weights on your ankles that you don't need. And yeah, really positive lesson. Actually, there was a quote that you wrote in that post, the one about running to the future. I wrote it down and I have it hanging on my mirror. And just a really great reminder. I look at it every day now since you wrote that. And it's just really, it's a great thing. So thank you for that, Jeremy.
I'm thrilled to.
That'll be one. So.
I'm thrilled to have made it to your mirror, Jenny. That in a non-creepy sense.
As I make funny faces, I look at that, because that's pretty much all I do in the mirror.
There you go. Well, what a lively discussion. Do you have anything else to add?
I will be writing a post a little bit later today, and that's it. That's all I have to add. But
I can't wait to read it.
Awesome.
Indeed. All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me, Jenny.
Thank you for hanging out with me.
Thank you to our 0 viewers. Hopefully this lives into eternity on our blog. And I guess we should have some awkward silence just for fun. Everybody
Okay.
have an awesome day, have an awesome weekend, and please, if you have any great customer service stories, please share them with us. Take care.
Yay.